everyone, it's Janae Alexander and welcome to another Wellness Wednesday here on STRUT, where we talk about how to have a happy, healthy mind, body, and spirit. Today we are talking about how to meet your fitness goals. Now this seems like a trivial topic to some, or they might say, well, isn't it obvious? You just set a goal and you make steps to work towards it and then you hit the goal. Well, it tends to be a lot more complex than that when it comes to our bodies. Fitness and diet and routine and all of those things have to compete with how your body functions individually, which can be really frustrating because workout routine that works for someone else and helps them drop like 20 pounds may only help you drop 5 pounds or maybe no weight. Some people struggle, even seeing the small results. So it's confusing, it's frustrating, it's a little complex because you have to understand how your body works, your hormones and all those kind of things. So I wanted to take everyone out of those realms. Let's get out of mindset of I have to do this, A, B, C, C, Z, D, every A through Z. And let's get into a new mindset when it comes to accomplishing your fitness goals. You can definitely use these steps for any goal that you want to set in your life, but I have found these to be really helpful with me on my health and wellness journey personally. So let's get into what those steps are. The first thing you want to do is to set authentic goals. That means that you are doing this for you and no one else. I've heard a lot of people actually say, well, I need to build my body a certain way so I can attract a specific mate. And where I do understand that logic, the problem with that logic is that you have to change in order for someone to accept who you are, which means that you will have to maintain that change in order for them to continue to accept you and continue to love you. So you don't want to be doing things to yourself, to your body, in order to attract someone else or in order to please someone else. This goal has to be for you. So you want to know your why. You want to know, why is this goal important to me? Why do I want this? What is it going to help me feel? And then you want to own that why. Whatever choice that you pick is good enough. It's valid enough. But you just want to make sure that it's personal and internal, not external, not externally influenced by trying to please others. You want it to all be internal, of pleasing yourself. With setting your authentic goals, you want to be sure that you distinguish between the need to haves and the nice to haves. So a need to have is something that it deals with your quality of life. So maybe you need to bring your blood pressure down because you're getting really close to get put on medication, or it's causing all kinds of other problems in your body. So you want to set fitness goals that will help offset that blood pressure issue. A nice to have is something that you actually don't need to survive, you just want for yourself. Either one of these are good fitness goals. You could have some of both. You could have some of just the need to haves. I highly recommend that if you have any need to haves, you make those your priority goals over your nice to haves, because these need to haves are about improving your quality of life. That means, hey, I can actually enjoy my life because I can bend over and tie my shoes and not get stuck because I throw my back out, or I can pick up my kids, or I can keep up with my kids, or whatever the situation might be. And then, yes, go ahead and chase those nice to haves, because I've just always wanted a six-pack. That's why I'm doing this, because I've just always wanted a six-pack. Whatever it is, it's just fine. The second thing that you want to do when you are reaching towards a fitness goal is to let your body set the pace for working towards that thing. So you want to start with things that your body can actually do, or eating food that your body already enjoys. So if you're going to make a change of your diet, you don't want to adapt a diet that tastes disgusting to you, that's bitter, that's gross, that's just something that you naturally want to retch when you think about it. It's not appetizing. Yes, it could be effective, possibly, it might be effective, but you don't want to have to stick to something that causes you pain or a discomfort. And you say, well, it'll only be for a time. Not when it comes to diet, but we'll get to that a little bit later. You want to start with things your body already likes and then regulate and add in other things slowly so that your body can get used to the change and help work in your favor, versus you start off like hardcore with something new and your body's like, what's happening to me? I'm under attack. And then it's going to react in ways you don't want it to. So this is especially true for exercise, or people who just jump into CrossFit, or they jump into, some other boot camp, something, because they just really want to lose weight, or they really want to tone up. Well, you overdo it. And then you overdo it again the next class, and you just keep overdoing it to the point where you're not coming back because it's too painful. You literally cannot get up out of bed the next day or even that same night. Sometimes I see people who are like, I can't raise my arms any higher than this because I worked out too well. No, you didn't work out too well. You overdid it. You didn't listen to your body. You didn't let your body set the pace, because what you want is sustainability. So you want to start at a point that your body can handle so that you can keep it up, so that you can do it over and over and over and just build on it. So when listening to your body, you want to commit to movements that your body enjoys or that you enjoy. If you have to engage in cardio, maybe consider riding a bike if you're not into aerobics. Or maybe consider taking dance classes instead of dance fitness classes, because you're like, I could really go without those crazy instructors, and not all of them are like this, but I can really go without that. Yeah, let's go and pedal and move and go. I don't want all that. So I'm just gonna take a normal tango class, or I'm gonna take a normal African dance class, because I just want to enjoy the experience, but your body's going to work out at the same time. And you definitely want to listen to your body's signal. If you feel pain versus if you feel pressure, you need to make an adjustment. If you feel pressure in your body, that's your body telling you, okay, this is about it. This is about as far as we can go without injuring ourselves. This is us pushing ourselves. If you feel pain, that means you've gone over what your body can handle. And your body is saying, warning, you're about to jack us up. Stop before we can't walk for 3 weeks, or before you twist your ankle, or before you pull a muscle, pull a hemi. And then guess what? You are set back in your whole routine even longer, simply because you didn't listen to what your body was telling you. Take baby steps and modify as necessary. So again, just like with the CrossFit example, don't just start off with CrossFit. Start off with something like walking. I know you might be saying, well, that's too easy. Well, when is the last time that you had a walking routine? Okay, you want to run a marathon? When's the last time you even ran anywhere? Most of the time, we overestimate what our bodies can do, especially if we have not been active in a long time. And when I say active, I mean consistently active. You don't know how many videos I've seen on YouTube or online where people want to just suddenly have a race, and they get 3 steps before falling and busting their head wide open, or skidding the front of their body, and it's just 3 steps. And it seems funny, but it's not. It's they totally overestimated what they could do at a simple task such as a race. So instead of putting yourself at risk and just seeing what happens, take those baby steps and work your way up to that form of exercise or that form of diet that you're aiming towards. And then commit to a schedule. Commit to a schedule that is natural for you. So if you're a morning person and you find yourself waking up early and you enjoy that, work it out in the morning. If you are a night owl, then work out at night, because you're going to be up anyway. If you're a morning person and you work out at night, this can be disruptive of your sleeping patterns, because working out gives you energy. So you are staying up later, but you still are waking up early, so that means you're burning the candle at both ends. You don't want to do that. You want to go with your natural rhythms, your natural sense of energy when it's high, and that way you can be consistent, and it just makes everything a lot easier. The third way to achieve your fitness goals is to make sure that they are smart. So if you went to school anytime between the year 2000 on upward, then you probably were taught the acronym SMART for setting goals. This still applies to fitness. You want to be specific. Make sure that you are being super detailed on what it is that you are trying to achieve. For example, I want to lose weight. That is not specific. I want to lose 5 pounds. That's very specific. You want to make sure that your goal is measurable, because that tells you if you hit the goal or not. Saying, okay, I want to lose 5 pounds, 5 is the measurement that you're working towards. And as you go, you can be measuring your weight, or taking your weight to understand how close you are to 5 pounds. So it gives you kind of like that light at the end of the tunnel, because you can measure it steadily and you can keep your eye out on that final measurement, which is the goal itself. Achievable. That means, can humans do it? Can humans like you do it? Have humans done it before physically? If they haven't, who knows if it's achievable? Go for it anyway and see what happens in a very safe manner. But if it's not achievable, like you say, I want to fly, then you might be setting yourself up for disappointment. Realistic says, is it achievable for you within the parameters that you're setting for yourself? Mainly with the T, which is timely when it comes to SMART goals. When do you want to hit it? So if you say, I want to lose 5 pounds in 2 weeks, that may or may not be realistic for you, depending on your lifestyle, depending on your fitness routine and your schedule that you've developed for yourself, depending on your mobility, depending on the way you eat, depending on a lot of things. That may not be realistic for you, especially if you haven't lost weight in a very long time. You don't want to give yourself a short amount of time to accomplish something. Your body is dealing with months, even years of not doing, of not being active, of not eating well. You cannot expect it to react positively and quickly just because you made a change. So give yourself enough time to hit that goal. Okay, give yourself at least, I say, at least 30 days before you try to say, I want to accomplish this fitness goal, because that's going to set a baseline for what you can do and say, okay, this is what I was able to do in 30 days. Now I have a better idea of how long it might actually take me to accomplish this goal if you didn't hit it the first time. Tip number 4 for achieving your fitness goals is to be careful about diets. Now, initially I was going to say dump the diet, because diets honestly can be harmful and they aren't sustainable wellness, for the simple fact that most people don't continue them. Yes, diets work. Yes, they help you lose weight. Yes, they help you bring your cholesterol down, like me, like what I did. However, once you get off the diet, it no longer works, so the weight comes back. Also, your body gets to a point where it's self-regulating all the time. So your new baseline is going to be that diet. It is going to bring back on some of those, things that you lost. So it might bring on a few pounds that you lost, or it might bring on, I don't know all the terms, but what I'm saying is your body is regulating itself back to what it's used to consistently. So if you jump off that diet, your body has been trying to regulate you back to your normal. That means it could take you even over, like further than you were before. So if you were at 150 pounds and you went on this diet and you lost 30 pounds and you stopped, you could end up at 170 pounds because your body has been going against this diet, trying to regulate you. Or let's say you maintain that diet and you're at 130 but you start to gain weight again, then you know now it's time to add in some other elements, or do a little bit more physical activity, or just add something to it or eliminate something to it. But dieting has to become a part of your lifestyle if you want to see long-term results. That's why I don't believe in going on most of the diets that are out there, because one, they're not enjoyable, they don't taste good, they're limited, and it's just not a pleasant experience. And I'd rather enjoy my food, okay, than try to force and beat my body into submission to look a certain way. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. That's why the last tip, the 5th and final tip for meeting your fitness goals, is to adapt a more nutritious eating lifestyle. So one thing you can do is have 3 simple rules. The first rule is to pick the healthiest option majority of the time. This is actually a big savior for my eating habits, because sometimes you're not around the healthiest food. Sometimes all you have is a fast food restaurant. Or sometimes all you have is whatever's in the break room because you didn't pack lunch, or whatever the situation might be. They might have provided lunch, what have you. If you just tell yourself 9 times out of 10 or Monday through Friday, I'm always going to pick the healthiest option, then you will naturally eat healthier. If you have to pick between a bagel and an apple, and you choose the apple, you're going to be better off. Because Monday through Friday, you're doing this consistent thing, or Monday through Saturday, or whatever your days are, you are going to be making healthier decisions because you have that simple rule in place. Second would be to limit instead of eliminating things from your diet. So this is really important because eating is something that brings you joy. It has chemical factors that alter your mind and how you feel and how you are expressing yourself with the world, and that's okay. Food is not an addiction, it's a requirement for living. However, sometimes we are eating the things that we love a little bit too much and they are negatively affecting our health. So instead of saying, oh, goodbye Twinkies, I loved you, but we can no longer be friends, you just say, okay Twinkies, I can have you on Saturdays. That's my Twinkie day, and I'm going to limit myself to 3 Twinkies. I'm gonna eat one after each meal, and then I'm gonna be satisfied. Or you set up a romantic Twinkie date with yourself, and you're looking forward to it, and you're like, yeah, because on Saturdays and Sundays, I get to have a Twinkie for dessert for my dinners, and then you're looking forward to it all week long, and then suddenly 1 of 2 things is probably gonna happen. Either it's gonna be like the best damn Twinkie of your life every time you eat it, or you're not gonna like them anymore. And that sounds really sad, but you won't be sad because it won't taste good. It's because you are limiting it in how much you eat it. Your taste and your palate is going to change. So either you are going to just goo-goo drool, love it on the times that you allow yourself to have it, or you're gonna be like, man, I don't know why I like these so much. And then that's just one less unhealthy thing that you don't have in your diet, which could be a blessing. So that's rule number 2, is to limit instead of eliminating unhealthy options. The last simple step you can take with these 3 nutritional rules is not to bring junk into your home. Only bring healthy things into your home. This is going to be hard for some people because they're like, well, what if I have a sweet tooth? If you have a sweet tooth, go out, eat it while you're out, and don't bring it home. If you bring a pack of Oreos into your home, you will eat a pack of Oreos by yourself. If you just have a few Oreos while you're out, that's all you have, and you come home and there's nothing but healthy options available for you. If you see it, if it is there, you are more likely to eat it. So if it's not there, you're less likely to eat it. And just make this easy for yourself by keeping it out of your home. I would also say the same for your workspace. So if you have a desk or a drawer that you have your snacks inside, keep it out of your desk area, and that way you'll be less likely to ingest it as well. All right, so those are my 5 steps for achieving your fitness goal, and probably a lot of other goals too, when it comes to your body and when it comes to your health. Which one was your favorite? Which one do you think would give you the hardest challenge to follow? And do you have any more suggestions for us? Let me know in the comment section below. I really hope you found this content valuable and that you'll see us again on another Wellness Wednesday. My name is Janae Alexander. We'll see you next time. Peace. With my eyes blurred.